Welcome to Girl Dad Podcast. Welcome to Girl Dad Podcast. Welcome to Girl Dad Podcast. Welcome back to Girl Dad Podcast.
Over the past 13 episodes, we've had some incredible conversations, game-changing insight, and moments that have really stuck with us. So for this episode, we're bringing you back to the top 10 lessons and moments from the podcast thus far. Whether you're new here or a day one listener, these are some gems that you need to hear. So listen, and we'll see y'all next week.
I learned this from a good friend of mine, Jared Stone, about how you take interest in your kids. And as a girl dad, I can tell you that sometimes it gets a little challenging. And so if your daughter is interested in princesses, to be able to connect with her, get interested in princesses.
Totally.
If your daughter's interested in Taylor Swift, you need to learn the music.
Yes. Yes. I love
that.
This man's Apple Music replay this year.
Don't repeat this.
I don't even.
This is private.
Hold on.
No,
Please hold.
This is a private conversation for not to be shared with anyone. My point being is that I just encourage you to think about like what interests your daughters have and see if you can lean into them a little bit.
My favorite lessons I've ever learned from him, I was 10 years old and we went to this camp. It's called Camp Joy in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. And they had given all the dads a prompt. And they said to the dads, like, okay, you have 30 minutes to prepare as if this was the last time you would ever see your daughter. And so we reunite after they planned for 30 minutes. And I just thought we were going on a walk. They told us it was a daddy-daughter walk. And so we're just walking. And he said, Kira, there's some stuff I really want you to know. And I never want you to forget it. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, for sure. I was literally 10. I didn't really know what was going on, but I can picture it right now as if it was yesterday, the 3 lessons he taught me. And the first was that it's always going to be okay. He said exactly verbatim. He said, you're going to get in car crashes. You're going to have boyfriends break up with you. We're going to have to move as a family. You're going to fail a test. You're going to really struggle. And he said, but just know it's always going to be okay. There's nothing that can't be okay.
I love that so much.
Let's talk about social media rules. Because you made a comment yesterday. We were in the car so there are 4 O'Neill girls, 3 by birth and 1 by love. And we were with Alexa, who's the oldest, Lexi, and then Eliza, who's the youngest. We were in the car and we were arguing or something ridiculous. And it came out that you said, well, that's ridiculous because you were so strict with me. And I just remember when Snapchat had just come out, and I was with the CEO of Snapchat, who was a young guy at the time. And I said to him, look, I have teenage daughters. Would you let them, if you had teenage daughters, he was a young kid, would you put them on Snapchat? He's like, absolutely not, 100%. So I come home, I'm like, that's it, no Snapchat. And remember you got busted.
Cause we had how many times?
We had
15?
No, twice. Because I remember, because the first day was a week, and the second time was 2 weeks. And I was like, you want to press your luck? Let's go.
Yeah, it was.
I'll take that thing for a month. I'm just going to keep doubling it.
Every week, it just went up.
Yeah, it doubled every time.
It was also.
I remember it was in our gym. We had a gym in our house, which was really cool. Like really.
Oh my gosh,
fun.
it was the coolest
like a half-court gym
ever.
And I remember, like we were playing, we were doing drills, and it went ding, and I looked over and I saw Snapchat. I was like, that's it. One is this kind of formula for mental health, which is do something for your mind, something for your body, something for your soul every day. Practice gratitude, eat right, get sleep, and be where your feet are, which is put your phone down and get your head up. That's the first thing. It's like, get yourself healthy. You want to be in a great relationship? You want to find a life partner? You want to be extraordinary at work? You want to be a great friend? It's like, take care of yourself first. You just got to make sure you're habitually taking care of yourself every single day, doing the right things. And that's not going to ensure success, or it's not going to put you on a pedestal, but it's going to give you the best foundation and framework to be extraordinary. That's number one. Number 2, I've been around young people for a long time and at work, and I've seen a lot of people rise and a lot of people fall. And there is a formula that I have found for success. One, you have to work unreasonably hard. James, you said it. It's like, you're like, when I went to Korea, I never worked harder. You maybe didn't get the results you wanted, but foundationally, that set a pattern to say like, no, I can do this. Like, I have never met a successful person who doesn't work unreasonably hard. I hope to, like someday, I've like, boy, wouldn't that be an interesting path? But I haven't seen it. Number 2, intellectual curiosity. You both have this too. It's like, just keep learning, push yourself. And it doesn't have to be about work. It doesn't have to be about what you're doing today, but like stretch yourself, listen to a TED Talk, listen to a podcast,
Yes.
Read an article, like learn a new skill, learn a new language, like stretch your mind, because again, it just builds that habit to go, go, go. And the third thing, which I think is completely lost on some, is be an extraordinary teammate. I think both of you do that extraordinarily well. Both of you two root for other people. You lift other people. You help other people. You're champions of other people. You're heroes of other people. By the way, that is a trait of champions. It's a trait of successful people. And early on, when you try to trample somebody down, you might get ahead in that first second. You might, okay? But the people who have long-lasting success, and I don't just mean commercially, I don't just mean financially, I mean in life, in love, at work, in relationships, they have those three elements. The second thing on comparison, your grandfather, my dad, growing up, I have him pounding in my head that comparison hurts. That's what he would say. Comparison hurts. Whoa. And as I was young, I didn't understand it because there were 5 of us. We were born in 6 years. We're all about the same age. Yeah. And we're always comparing ourselves to each other, whether it be grades or sports or eating or a game we were playing out back, whatever it was, we were always comparing ourselves to each other. And he always used to say comparison hurts, meaning be the best version of yourself. But more recently, a dear friend of ours, Dr. Spencer Holt, taught me that comparison is the thief of joy.
I literally, as you were talking, I was going to say that. That comparison is such a
is
great
the
line.
thief of joy.
Yeah.
And I think that's right. And I think that's some of the hits we take on social media, right? So
totally.
You'll be at home perfectly happy, watching a show, you got your PJs on, the fire's on, you're feeling comfortable and you're flipping through and your friends are out at a concert. And what you're seeing on social media doesn't oftentimes reflect real life. We know that.
Yeah.
But we tend to consciously and subconsciously compare ourselves against others. And all it does is rob us each of our peace and joy. I have felt that, my role changed, as does your mom's. And we try to figure out, you go from parent to kind of coach and experience counselor, shared experience counselor.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Because you're, would I have advised you to get a tattoo? No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. Would I have advised you to get 4? No, I definitely wouldn't have. Okay. So I'm just sharing experiences about what they might feel like 30 years from now. Yeah. Just throwing it out there.
No, thank you.
But I love it. I remember wanting a boy so badly when, we had some challenges having kids early. And then you were born and I just was so happy.
Oh, Dad, we're going to start crying.
No, we're not.
Wait, that was actually, you're crying.
No, I'm not crying. Goodness gracious.
Okay.
I'll give a second one. I think having perspective. I think sometimes when change happens, you're so laser focused on that one point in time or that one thing you have to deal with or that one change situation. And sometimes if you take a step back and kind of survey, and in fact, get out from front of that tree and kind of take a look at the forest, get some perspective, maybe have some gratitude that comes with that perspective. I think that helps you kind of see through the next day.
The biggest thing for me that they've done to prepare me for life after college and everything is that whenever I would bring them a problem, they would say, figure it out. Like, they were never going to solve my problems for me. They would sit down with me and they'd lay out, okay, what's the situation? What are your options? What's the plan of action? And they'll lay that out for me, but they would never solve my problems, you know, which I love. I love it because you have to, it taught me to solve my own problems. And I think that's so, so great.
If you were to give a man one person or one piece of advice for coming into this family, because
run. Don't walk. Run. No, that's not true because it's a fun family.
Don't run. We're fun, I promise.
No. One piece of advice. The poor. I need you now. Okay, wherever you are, if you're out there. This is so much fun. Our house is fun. Our women, our ladies are fun. It's a great family. But I would say to be yourself, be your authentic self when you come into the house and the family. I would say make sure you get enough space because you're gonna need it. And I would say, so long as you have high integrity, that you work hard, you're loyal, you're loving, and you treat my daughter like the princess she is, everything's going to be amazing.
Oh, what advice would you go back and give your 20-year-old self?
I would say, trust the process. Lexi will know what trust the process is. Some of you may not know, and so what trust the process meant in Philadelphia was we were going to have our eye on the prize long term, and we were going to make the best decisions we could every day with the information we had. Now, we made a lot of mistakes. That's okay. We did the best we could. But over time, if you have consistent approach to making the right decision over and over, and you have a vision for the future, good things happen over time. And sometimes, a lot of times in my career, I was just impatient. Like I wanted everything to come right away, whether it be a title or an office or money or access or recognition or all this other stuff that when you get older matters less and less and less. But when you're young, you just crave stuff and you just want it now. And I would have told myself, just take a breath, consistently approach your job every day, be great be a star in the role you're in, and don't be afraid to take chances. Don't be afraid to take risks. Get a smile on your face. Be a solution maker. Be a problem solver, and find some wings or a cape on somebody and ride them.
I love that.
Thank you for joining in, signing in, watching, listening. We love you. We appreciate you, and look forward to seeing you next week. Please share and forward this on.
Like, comment, all of the above.
We love you. We miss you. We'll see you soon.
Love ya. Bye. 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 Thank you guys. Bye.